to the Asteroid base project. Here with me in Kerbal Space Program, with me Kickster, here with Termite Gaming, and we are back. This first part of the footage I actually recorded yesterday, so I'm going to have to, I might forget some things. But basically, this first payload we're sending up, I'm calling GUS. Yes, it's a bad acronym, but nevertheless, it stands for General Utility Spacecraft, because I wanted an acronym that also spelt out a name. But yes, you can see it's hidden in this rather unwieldy shroud, but it's the only thing that I could fit. The only shroud that I could fit it in was the extended 3.75 meter. So yes, we're flying up into the atmosphere, beautiful sun. But yes, as I said, I recorded this yesterday, so it might lapse my memory of what actually happened. But yes, this video will comprise of 2 missions. As the last one, definitely, sped up like the last time. Makes it so much. I mean, this video was 44 minutes of raw, just recorded footage. Obviously, it took me a couple of hours of setting up and things I didn't record to do this video. So it's definitely a more time efficient way of doing things. It means I don't have to narrate while I'm doing stuff either. And here you go. I'm sure. Oh wait, no. Okay, don't worry. I'm talking balls. Oh, here we go. The shroud will be revealed, I think. Maybe? Yes, there we go. There is Gus. This is Gus. He is going to be our utility spacecraft. Now, there's several things you can't really sort of see at the moment. It's got a big claw in the end, because I was going to put a docking port so it could dock with spacecraft and move it around, because that's what it's going to be used for. But then I thought this beautiful new claw that we've been given with the new update can attach to anything, so that makes it far more useful. And it's got that long neck, because on that long neck it's got 4 huge solar panels, because on the edge, and the reason it's so wide is it's got 4 ion engines, and also at the bottom it has a large RCS tank, because the RCS obviously is used for manoeuvring and up close, not very particularly efficient transport, but the ion engine is very, very efficient, and I thought I could use it, And also, if you remember, when I put the power station up, I put some xenon fuel on it, and I said, maybe we'd use an ion-powered craft, and now we do. We have one. We have Gus. He is ion-powered. So, as you can see, we're just moving in, and I think for this, what I do, and by the end of this video, it definitely was apparent to me that the frame rate is getting terrible near the base, just because of the part count, and it's only ever going to get worse. So what I do is I park the sort of the spacecraft that it was attached to, outside of loading distance of the base, and then I use Gus's ion engines. As you can see, the big panels extending, and we're using the ion engines to boost it ever closer. It's actually, with the new update, they've increased the thrust of the ion engines by 4, and decreased the power usage by 4, so they're 16 times better than they would have otherwise been. You can see the lag as I come in to the loading distance there. So actually, with this spacecraft, I tested it by hacking gravity, and it worked very well on the ground until the solar panels blew off. And it actually accelerated, because obviously you can't really tell in space, but against the ground it accelerated pretty well. So these ion engines are definitely good. So yeah, I'm bringing it in. As you can see, it's got a large docking port, because this and the other spacecraft that we'll be sending up in this video will be attached to the human sort of module that we put up in the last episode, which you'll see at the end as the Kerbals enter it, kind of giving away what the second spacecraft is going to be, but oh well. So yeah, so we'll be attaching it to that, and I put big docking ports on it. No idea why. I just thought I might have had little docking ports on the other one, so I can have big docking ports on this one. And with the shape of Gus, how I sort of designed him, yes, I will be referring to him as Gus, because I want to give him a personality. He fits on it. His sort of width is perfect for it. So we're just going over the asteroid base that you can see at the moment, because the docking port we want to get to is on the other side. Just so you know, I'm not some kind of master of docking maneuvering here. I'm literally just sort of hazarding a guess and hoping my spacecraft goes in the right direction, using the information as best as I can. And at the moment there are no other spacecraft docked on top of this, so I don't have to fold away the solar panels, which is good, because Gus's battery, I didn't really put any batteries on him, which is bad. He also has 4 seats, so if I have a large spacecraft I want to transfer the Kerbals to, but I don't want to get in the loading range of the base, I can transfer them on the seats that are on Gus. so that's always helpful. So just coming in, docking it. Oh yeah, it swings about a bit, and it docks. There we go. And I can fold the solar panels away now because we've got the power station, and which transfers power through to keep Gus's battery charged. And all those lights that are on there. And yes, this is where I started recording today. This is where I turned it on today, and I thought, oh, hang on, yes, that piece of debris I left. I think I should probably deorbit that. Well, yeah, also note, although I'm saying this now, and I'll probably forget it later, the next bit of debris, which will be the debris from the next spacecraft, I actually forget to put a probe on it, so I can't deorbit it. So what I've done is I left it outside of loading distance of the asteroid base, and I actually had its velocity vector moving away from the asteroid, so it shouldn't come back, hopefully. But yes, this is the next rocket that looks, in my opinion, looks quite nice. It looks like the space launch system that these rockets are actually based on. If out of NASA's real, what they're going to use to replace the space shuttle is the space launch system, and this looks very much like it, I think, with the escape tower. I do like the escape tower. I love the one that I downloaded from a mod a long time ago, and then I used to make stock ones, and now they've given us a stock one. It's great. So yes, the 3 Kerbonauts that will be going up to the asteroid base today are, can't see their names. Guspard, is it? There's one with a very weird name. I remember that, like Ergi or something. And I cannot, because my preview window is too small. Oh well, I'm sure you can read their names. So they are going up to orbit now. They've ditched the escape tower. Now that strange structure just below the pod, you see, this is not only going to be the pod that brings them here, but that structure just above the decoupler, you can see that other sort of yellow and black stripes. That is a large docking port, and we're going to dock this onto the base. And those engines around the outside are going to make this a lifeboat. The real International Space Station uses the Soyuz capsules as lifeboats, so I thought we could use this as a lifeboat. So this will be attached to the space station permanently, or possibly semi-permanently if I decide to replace it with something better. But for now it will work if I ever need to evacuate the Kerbals for whatever reason, or just, get them back home, although I imagine I'll get a more efficient way to do that. I can put them in this lifeboat, and it has easily enough fuel to deorbit itself, and parachutes and stuff, so they can come back down. Yes, I did actually experiment with single stage to orbit planes to try and bring the Kerbals up to the base for this episode, and after roughly 3 to 4 hours of attempting to get one to work, I kind of gave up. But I'm sure I will get one working in the near future. Obviously I can get an SSTO to work. I'm not retarded. I mean, what's the politically correct way of saying that? I don't know. I'm not mentally impaired. See, as I say, I'm ditching it outside of the loading distance, just like I'm ditching the topic of the last conversation, because I was getting into the realm of getting banned off the internet. But yes, as we come in, just bursting that RCS. And something I'm not actually noticing at the moment is I haven't put any power generation on this, so the electric charge is dropping, but I will notice that eventually, and I turn the torque in the capsule off to save power, because we've got plenty of RCS. So we come into it really accelerates slowly with these RCS jets. I probably should have put more on there because it's quite heavy. We're trying to come into the base. Oh, doing a bit of rotating there. I see. Oh, yeah, I was trying to get a view of the base out the window, but at this point I was kind of panicking that I might hit it, even though I'm going ridiculously slowly. But this is how I play Kerbal Space Program: guessing and panic. That is the best way to play. Yes, we are coming in to the base now. And once again, I'm doing a bit of my guesswork to try and maneuver myself around to the right side of the asteroid where the actual docking ports that I want are. Let's see if we can get in there. So yes, I also have to watch out for GUS, because he is there now, so I can't bang into him. Luckily, this spacecraft isn't particularly large, so that's not too much of a problem. Sort of maneuvering it gently in here. I mean, it looks okay at the moment because it's 4 times sped up. Even that is a bit jumpy, but I was getting about 4 frames per second at this point, which is really not good. Oh yeah, I turned the lights on just to make it easier to see. There are a lot of lights on this spacecraft, but then again it can generate a lot of power, so that is not a problem. Yeah, so now I'm just trying to sort of orientate myself right here, coming in at a bit of an angle. Not the greatest, but I guess that's a sort of bounce, and I'm not really sure what's happening at this point. I'm confused to what's going on, so I sort of orientate myself right and shift across a bit, and it starts to wobble. It's doing its little wobbly dance, and then turn the SAS on, and there it is. Done. Now, let's get these kerbals out. So the inside of this, you don't really get a good view of it, but basically that little battery in the middle is supposed to be sort of a table, and there's some seats seated around it. It's kind of an angle here, and there are lights inside, obviously, to light it up, and there are the 4 cabins that they will be staying. I'll put them all in the same cabin so they have, friends. Yeah, there's a bit of a jump because I had to do stuff, so there's a bit of jumping here. But yes, we're just getting the kerbals inside for the moment. Getting all 3 of them inside. Again, I can't really read their names, but I'm sure you can. So they are all going to be inside. Yeah, get the last one out. Yeah, I realised by this time that you could actually see the difference in the picture in the bottom right-hand corner, because I didn't realise that before. Oh, yeah, you're sort of dancing around. I wish they had a way to rotate the the way the kerbals are their heads are up. But yes, this is it. Our kerbals are in. And thank you for watching. This has been Kickster of Termite Gaming. Adios.